The jaguar is one of the most iconic and impressive felines of the Brazilian fauna, serving as a powerful symbol of strength, beauty, and mystery. Native to the Americas, it inhabits a wide range of environments, from dense tropical forests to the open savannas, always maintaining its presence with a perfect balance between predator and an integral part of a complex ecosystem. But more than just an animal, the jaguar represents a deep connection to the wild and plays a vital role in preserving biodiversity. Throughout history, this feline has been a subject of fascination and admiration. With its golden spotted coat, the jaguar is unmistakable, a rare sight that, when seen, leaves an indelible mark on those who are lucky enough to observe it. Its imposing stature, graceful movements, and impressive hunting skills make the jaguar a true master of its domain, able to navigate the jungle with almost supernatural agility. Yet behind its majesty, the jaguar is also a vulnerable creature. In recent years, threats to its survival have become increasingly dire. Habitat destruction, illegal hunting, and the fragmentation of the forests it lives in have pushed this species to the brink of extinction. More and more, we see this powerful predator moving away from areas where it once reigned, forced to seek refuge in more isolated locations, far from human activity, but also far from the food sources essential for its survival. Unfortunately, the jaguar is not only a victim of direct human actions, but also of the indirect consequences of our activities. Climate change, pollution, and the uncontrolled exploitation of natural resources have disrupted the balance of its ecosystems, making life for these creatures increasingly difficult. Even so, the jaguar remains resilient, adapting whenever possible, and continuing to play its essential role in the food chain and ecological balance. This is where the importance of preserving this species comes into play. Protecting the jaguar is, in fact, protecting the very balance of our nature. As an apex predator, the jaguar regulates the populations of other species, maintaining harmony within its environment. Without its presence, the entire ecosystem suffers, which could lead to an irreversible collapse of biodiversity in many areas. So what can we do to help? First and foremost, it is crucial to support conservation initiatives. Organizations working to protect jaguars and restore their habitats need our support, whether through donations, spreading awareness of their work, or advocating for stricter laws against illegal hunting. Furthermore, it is essential to respect the space of wildlife, avoiding the destruction of protected areas and encouraging public policies that ensure the preservation of their natural environments. Understanding the importance of the jaguar is also part of a larger movement that seeks to create a more harmonious relationship between humans and the environment. We need to understand that the actions we take today, such as deforestation or the unchecked expansion of urban areas, have consequences for the entire life chain. If we can shift our perspective, realizing the importance of all living beings, not just jaguars, but also the smallest insects, plants, and animals, we can start creating a more balanced and sustainable world. In recent years, many efforts have been made to raise awareness about the jaguar's plight, and the results are promising. In several parts of Brazil, species reintroduction projects have shown encouraging results, with jaguars being reintroduced into areas where they had been extinct and beginning to thrive again. However, for these efforts to continue and gain momentum, we need more engagement, more support, and more people willing to make a difference. This is where each of us plays a role. Even if we can't directly participate in fieldwork or conservation projects, we can act in other ways. This includes educating people about the importance of the jaguar, sharing information about what is being done to protect them, and, of course, supporting those working to ensure a safe future for these incredible felines. Additionally, By supporting conservation efforts through conscious purchases, such as products certified by sustainable practices, we are directly contributing to the protection of these natural environments. However, the jaguar's journey is not a solitary struggle. It is part of a complex web of interconnected living beings, all with a role to play. As humans, we are at the top of this web, and therefore, it is our responsibility to protect and restore what has already been lost. It is our mission to ensure that future generations can know, admire, and, most importantly, coexist with jaguars in a world where they can be free in their natural habitat without the constant fear of extinction. So, as you finish watching this video, remember that you have the power to make a difference. If you believe we can protect the jaguar and along with it all the other beings that share the planet, follow the channel for more content about wildlife and conservation. Like the video, because every like is a way to show that we are united in this cause. And don't forget to leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts and ideas about how we can all contribute to the preservation of the jaguar and other endangered animals. Every step counts, and together we can create a future where nature is respected and protected. The jaguar, over the centuries, has become more than just a part of our ecosystem. It carries with it a deep history that connects humans to nature. Ancient indigenous peoples of Latin America already knew and revered this feline understanding. Its importance not only as a predator, but also as a mythical figure representing strength, courage, and the connection between the human world and the spirits of the forest. This symbolism persists in many cultures, and in a way serves as a reminder of how our bond with animals should be respectful and reverent. However, while the jaguar is admired and respected, it has also been the subject of many myths and superstitions. Historically, it was often seen as an enemy, especially by those living in rural areas where there is a fear that the jaguar might attack cattle or approach villages. This fear, often unfounded, has led to jaguars being hunted and persecuted, further contributing to the decline of their population. Therefore, in addition to protecting natural habitats, another significant step in jaguar conservation is changing people's perceptions. We need to make it clear that the presence of the jaguar is not a risk, but rather a sign that the ecosystem is healthy. When the jaguar is nearby, it means there is a natural balance with enough prey and intact environments essential for the well-being of local wildlife and flora. Raising awareness that the jaguar is not a threat but an ally in maintaining wildlife is a crucial step toward its protection. Additionally, scientific research on jaguars has advanced significantly. Today, we know much more about their habits, behavior, and the areas they travel. Technology has been a great ally in this process. The use of monitoring cameras and satellite trackers has allowed scientists to track the movements of jaguars, study their feeding habits, and observe their interactions with other animals. This provides valuable information for conservation efforts, helping to create ecological corridors, protected areas that allow jaguars to move freely between different regions without the risk of encountering human barriers. It is a reality that the jaguar is increasingly distant from large urban centers and seeking refuge in more preserved forest areas. On the one hand, this is good, as it is avoiding contact with the expansion of cities and the dangers posed by human presence. However, it is also a warning. When such a large and powerful animal is forced to live in more isolated places, far from its original habitat, it shows us how damaged the ecosystems where it once lived are. But the good news is that there is still time. With urgent and coordinated actions, we can ensure that the jaguar remains a vital part of our ecosystems for a long time. Many organizations are committed to this process, and more the government and local communities are coming together to ensure these felines continue to thrive. Brazil, with its immense biodiversity, has the responsibility to be a leader in jaguar conservation, not only for the benefit of the felines themselves, but also for all living beings that share their habitats. However, the preservation of the jaguar cannot depend solely on large organizations or the government. We all have a role to play. We need to understand that individual actions also have an impact. If you live in an area close to the jaguar's natural habitats, for example, adopting practices that respect nature can be a crucial step. Avoiding hunting, respecting the boundaries of protected areas, and supporting local environmental education initiatives are ways to act in favor of this cause. Moreover, every time you share information about the jaguar, you are helping to create a support network for conservation. Spreading the importance of this feline, both on social media and in informal conversations, raises public awareness and inspires more people to get involved. Collective engagement can be a powerful engine for concrete change. If you feel inspired by this cause and want to see more content like this, it's simple. Just follow our channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time to do so, as we will be sharing more videos exploring wildlife and the conservation of endangered species. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. This helps the content reach more people, and together we can strengthen this network of support for preservation. Don't forget to comment below with your thoughts or experiences about the jaguar. You may have valuable information or have already had incredible experiences spotting this marvelous animal in nature. In the end, remember that our relationship with nature is fundamental not only for the survival of jaguars, but for all species that inhabit the planet. Our future depends on how we treat the wildlife and flora around us, and we have a responsibility to act with wisdom and compassion. The jaguar, like so many other animals, is not just a part of nature. It is a reflection of who we are and how we choose to relate to the world around us. The future of the jaguar is in our hands, and together we can ensure that it continues to exist free, strong, and majestic in the forests it calls home. And, as we reflect on the importance of the jaguar, we are also led to a deeper reflection on our own responsibility in preserving the world we live in. If we can protect such an imposing and threatened species as the jaguar, we can understand that it is possible to transform the way we deal with nature as a whole. Every effort counts, and every action we take can have a positive impact, not only for the jaguar, but for all creatures that share this planet with us. As we continue this journey of awareness, more people are joining the cause, more preservation projects are gaining strength, and more jaguars are being seen again in their natural habitat, free and without the constant threat of extinction. And when that happens, we will know that the hard work of thousands of people made a difference. Therefore, as we conclude this video, I ask you to join us in this preservation movement. Follow our channel for more information about jaguars and other endangered species. Like this video, because every click helps strengthen our message and spread awareness to more people. And most importantly, leave your comment. We want to know what you think about jaguar conservation and how we can all contribute to a more sustainable and balanced future. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.